Hello everyone, this is Portal 2 on the PC. This is the PC version right now. This is also available on the Mac, PS3, and Xbox 360. Now, I kind of forgot when I picked this game up that if you get the PS3 version, you also have a code for access for the PC and Mac version on Steam. I didn't know that. If I knew that, I would have got the PS3 version. I did know that you are able to play with PS3 and PC people online, which is actually kind of cool. I just didn't know about the whole thing where if you pick up the PS3 version, you get a code that you go on Steam to download the PC version or the Mac version if you're a Mac user. Now, what's great about this game and pretty much any other Valve game is that their games are pretty much designed to run on any type of PC hardware. That's what's kind of appealing with the Source engine, is that you can turn everything low, and if you have like some crappy ass PC rig, you can pretty much play this game with no problem. Right now, during this recording, I use Fraps to record this in 720p, and the detail level's pretty much cranked up to the maximum level. There might be some things where I didn't adjust the levels a bit higher, but for the most part it's pretty much cranked up. Now what you see here is a picture-in-picture mode. In this case on the PC, if I hold down the tab button, I can see the other player's first-person view, which comes in handy when in certain situations where you kind of have to see what they're seeing in order for you to do something on your end so that both of you can progress through the levels. Now what you see those blue icons there for is that the other player is telling me push this button here, in case I forget which one to press, or if I'm playing with someone that's a bit more familiar with the levels than I am, they can tell me what to do, essentially. And Valve is really smart in that respect, because you have different options of communicating. You can obviously do messaging. You can just pull up a little window, send a message to the other player. You have little on-screen prompts, or you can do actual voice chat. This particular player didn't have a microphone, so I wasn't really able to talk to him, but I would assume that would be the best way to communicate with each other. But in this respect, the whole on-screen prompts, it actually works really well. I'm actually quite surprised how well it works. Now, the short version of the story for the online component, which is kind of separate from the single player, but it kind of takes place after the single player. So if you haven't played the single player yet, I would personally play the single player first, then jump into the online co-op. Because even though they're separate stories, they do kind of continue on of what happens after the single player campaign. Which, by the way, the single player campaign is quite long. It is much longer than the first one. The first one I think was only a couple hours long, maybe two at most. The single player in Portal 2 was about, I want to say, 6 to 8 hours for me. It took no longer than 8 hours for me. Then again, I did play it pretty quickly. But what you're supposed to do on the online co-op mission is you're basically solving these puzzles to get to somewhere to free humans. And that's your objective, is to get through these levels to free the humans. Which seems kind of odd that two robots are trying to save humans, which I don't want to say it doesn't make sense, but it is ironic in that way. Anyway, enough about the story. Graphically, looks fine. I mean, the game doesn't look dated at all, at least personally for me. There are areas where it would look a little dated, with some flat textures or things like that. But overall, the game does look fine. I actually do like this art style. It's very clean. And what's actually kind of cool about it is that in this particular scene now, it's not the same types of room designs that you've seen earlier, and especially from the first game. They do branch out into more outside worlds, outside levels. So you do get some variety in that way. And as you progress through these levels, they get much, much harder. And here we're both having trouble trying to figure out what the hell to do. So I'll pretty much end it here. If you're someone that did like the first one, by all means pick up the second one. I would think any version you pick up, PC, Mac, which it would be on Steam. But if you get on the PC, Mac, PS3, or the 360, I think any of the versions would be fine. If you're a PS3 owner and you do play the PS3 a lot, I would suggest getting the PS3 version, just because you'll have the PS3 version, but you'll also have access to the PC version, which is really cool. But if you're someone that doesn't really care about playing it on the PS3, you just want to get it straight for the PC, it is, at least as of this video, $10 cheaper than the console versions. So if you don't really care about playing on the console and you want to save a little money, get the PC version. And it is kind of neat that you can play against PS3 people. Now, obviously, as of this recording, I wasn't able to do that because in the recording of this video, the PlayStation Network is down, so couldn't really test that out. Even though on my Steam account I do have an option to enter my PSN information on Steam, but I can't really do that because PSN's down. I mean, I guess that's why I got the PC version. I wanted to try all the online stuff and everything. And anyway, I'll pretty much end it here. This video is about almost 13 minutes long, so I'll just stop and let you guys continue watching the rest of this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and like always, have a good one, and leave comments down below. I want to know what you guys think about this game. If you're someone that just doesn't really care about the game, let me know why down in the comments down below. So like always, have a good one.
This close, and that's what you do? You're making this harder than it needs to be.